Hello, this is Grant, and welcome to another episode of Dead Rising 1 Master Run. Today we're going to be taking on the cult, and taking all of their survivors back to the safe house. First thing first, we're going to see Isabella here. So she just recently got shot by Carlito in the last episode, so she's unconscious. So we have a little time to kill before we have to come back, and we'll learn about Carlito's last resort.
His sister? What in the hell is going on here? I mean, does this have anything to do with that announcement earlier?
I don't quite know how Isabella got dragged into this. From stuff that happens later on in the game, I'm pretty sure that she actually worked at the facility that Dr. Barnaby ran, because she actually had developed drugs and stuff to prevent the zombies. So she must have actually been working for that company or outfit. That being said, she doesn't fully know what Carlito plans, but I guess she did agree to come along with this. She switches sides fairly quickly. I think maybe she was looking to kind of defect when she saw what was happening and how crazy he was going off. Carlito, that is. So anyway, we're heading right back out here. I grabbed a sledgehammer from the warehouse. That's pretty important in this fight. You can do it with anything else like a small chainsaw, but the psychopath we're going to be taking on, Sean, the cult leader, he is particularly weak to the sledgehammer. There's also the case for Larry the Butcher, but this is absolutely going to wreck Sean really quickly. It has to do with the fact that you swing the sledgehammer left to right and Frank bends down a little bit. And Sean, when he swings his sword left to right, it's actually going to go over Frank. So, I mean, you might get hit once or twice, but for the most part, you're going to dodge a good amount of his hits and then just knock him down. This part was actually kind of stressful, because when there's so many of these guys, there's a high chance that they're going to toss the little knockout gas on you, which amounts to an instant kill, basically. You do have a chance to get out if you are pretty good with just hand-to-hand stuff, but generally it's a pain because you're going to lose all your gear, all your clothes, and just have to start over. Huge pain. I just usually restart if that happens, because it might as well be a death. There is the reason to go in there, though. There's some PP stickers. I'll probably do an outtakes video where I show some of the odd footage from the game, like getting captured by them or getting captured by the military. It's stuff that you don't actually want to happen, but have their own little tidbits and stuff. If you never knew, their little hideout, besides this place, is in the park. There's kind of an inconspicuous corner with a little warehouse. So we're going to go and just start spamming X on Sean. As you can see, he just misses with his sword there, and then he goes down. And now this makes it kind of easy, especially if you can actually land those hits. Generally, you can kill him in like one big go if you're fast enough and you time it up right. Really, if you know to use the sledgehammer, this fight is a breeze. I like the idea of the cult. They're really cool. It just, I don't like the fact because they're hard. Especially when you're new. It's justifiable to be afraid of the cultists, because they just appear, and they can be quite tough. Before you get the small chainsaw or any other kind of weapon like that, really the best way to take them out is if you have a handgun, just go around getting headshots.
Are you all right?
You'll notice you get a key here, that's important. But the first thing is we need to go deal with some of these cultists that are going to be appearing behind us, because they'll charge into the room. I see if I can't get some other stuff done, but you have to be careful because they'll come in and they'll start killing the survivors, which is not something you want. If you get a photo of them dying, though, you get some PP. As you see, he just did a ton of damage to Ray. So here I'm just going to get my chainsaw back out, and then we can deal with this. So honestly, Sean rarely hits those guys in the chairs, but these cultists will just tear them apart. I don't know if they just have very little health, or if you have a higher damage resistance or something, because those charges they do don't really hurt you as Frank, but they took out like half their health as a survivor. Quite annoying to deal with them, though. Luckily, after this point, those are the last ones we're going to see in this run. They don't appear again once you kill Sean. And actually, I think once Sean's scoop runs out, they stop appearing anyway. So here I'm just gonna kind of look around for some food, heal these guys up, unlock the next
Are
3.
you all right?
It's very important that there is a hidden survivor here in the closet. That's where it says we got a key. It's right over by Beth. There's a door that you can unlock now once you killed Sean. You can get the ceremonial sword, I believe, from Sean. And yeah, every time you come back here, it's there, but really, it's not worth it. You can also get swords from Ripper's Blades in North Plaza, as well as I think one other location. They're alright. And really, it's just paled by the fact that the katana is pretty damn good anyway, and it's really close. If you do a jump and then hit X, you can do a little Helmbreaker attack, which is very nice. So she's quite important because 1, she's hidden, and 2, she actually has a scoop where you come back to the safe house later on and take pictures of her, so it's pretty important to get her since we're going to need her for something else later on.
Thanks.
So there's plenty of food in some of the other theaters. It seems like this area is entirely underused. This is the only scoop that takes place in the theater, and you only use one of the theaters. It seems like there should have been something else here, or maybe the cult should have been more involved. Like maybe you had to break in here through like a lot more of the cult members. This could be interesting. So here I've never gone in here. I'm just looking for some food. Luckily there's a couple. You can find some weird items in here, but it's so out of the way. The theater is the only place you can find those like rat items and the Mega Buster, which is the fake Mega Buster.
Thanks.
I think they fixed it in 2 where giving a survivor some food won't force them to drop their item. It's quite aggravating. As is, just like if you want to heal someone up, like, okay, take this, okay, pick their thing back up, give it back to them. It's quite annoying.
Get away from me.
And here I accidentally gave away my chainsaw.
Thanks.
Come on.
I don't know how good the chainsaw is for a survivor. In theory, it's pretty good. On the other hand, I wonder if it's powerful enough that it might be a threat to other survivors. Like they just kill each other. Plus the issue that you're only ever gonna have like what 1 or 2 chainsaws. So it's not like you can equip a whole party with them. There's a ton of PP stickers here, if you ever really want to go find them. I really don't like PP stickers as a collectible. They're only worth 1,000 PP if you get a perfect photo. Which, to be fair, it'll tell you when you can take it for perfect, but still, it's not worth the time. Like, 1,000 PP is pretty worthless. I suppose if you knew exactly what you're doing, I had originally thought of doing like an all PP run, just to do another like buzzword on the run, but it was just kind of stupid. Really, I think PP stickers were the last achievement I needed. Up until I looked up a guide at the very end, I had no idea they were there, because there's these really tiny little literal stickers, like the size of a postage stamp, and you have to find them and take pictures. To be fair, it can be pretty easy to find them because they're all big landmarks, and also if you open up the camera, if there's anyone in the finder, you get a little percentage thing at the bottom, so you can kind of seek them out. I always forget that there's no food in this food store. Kind of annoying. I think the reason is because there's that Ronald, the one guy that asked for food, is there, but not sure. There's a snack right outside you can feed him. But it seems like if they didn't have food there because of that scoop, then they should just have not spawned it while he was there and have it spawn elsewhere.
Follow me.
So we're just going to slowly try and get these guys up. They all took a lot of damage, so I'm trying to be pretty careful, heal them up as best as I can. I think I'd actually attempted this twice. I hit Michelle there. I think I'd attempted this twice and Ray died the first time. As we get on in the days, night in Paradise Plaza is one of the worst areas. Just like, especially day 3, getting through here is pretty annoying. You're still fine if you can get them up to the 2nd floor, but that main floor by like the clock and that river, he just gets so packed. Huge pain. That's why it's a big help to go through the shortcut later on. Because you're already halfway there and you go through all the less populated spots. After doing a run like this with all this difficulty, I'm kind of looking forward to doing something silly like a run through with the Mega Buster or something and just destroying. It will feel pretty good to one-shot bosses after having to go to so much trouble on them. Alright. What's nice is if you can get here, there's an infinite amount of orange juices, so it's a great little checkpoint to get everything fully up before you do your final little push. Though, honestly, by this point, you're pretty much there. Getting them to the door is probably the hardest part from here, and then through the warehouse is really easy.
Come on.
Queens are amazing for escorting. I should really make a point to you either get like nectar. Like every time I go there, I could easily just make nectar juice instead of just orange juice, and there's no reason that wouldn't be bad. It's like, why not have that extra effect to get some more queens if I wanted them? Oh no, it's not another thing on the list of if only the game was hard enough to require that. I wish they let you see stats in survivors, because it's very clear that they have stuff like sliding scale for how brave they are, how much damage they can take, how fast they are. It'd be cool if you can kind of check their stats. Like, okay, this guy's very brave, so give him a good weapon. This guy's faster, but I don't know, he's afraid, so maybe I know I need to kind of escort him more. Once you're like halfway, you can kind of tell, but it'd be nice if there's like an actual system. And to give the survivor cards in your notebook a little bit more meaning. One of my first runs of Infinity Mode, I died here. I was going back to the safe room with like 3 health, and I fell down from the top, and that took away 2 health, and then I was immediately grabbed by a zombie, which is guaranteed like 1 health gone. And I was just in such disbelief, like, oh man. And I just like all that time gone for one little mistake. Because I had like food in my inventory anyway, I could have just eaten first. But I was dumb. Screw those hands. Those chunks of meat, in theory, have some good uses. Like, zombies get lured to them, and you can pacify zombies. I don't know. I'd have to see the lure thing. I think that might be useful. Never used it.
Follow me.
I love their expressions. It's a big part of the game for me is just taking silly photos and kind of saving those up. Alright, gonna end this episode here. This is Grant, and this is another episode of Dead Rising 1 Master Run. Let me know what you think below, and tell me if there's anything else you want to hear me talk about.